Hello, Empire Builders. We are back with this is our second session on ad running with my first favorite ad runner, Jenn Possick, the ads maven. And we're just gonna dive right in because there's a lot for her to cover. And I know a bunch of you guys need to be building, you want to be building list, but you don't want to be building like random list of random followers and random freebie seekers and people who just are taking up your money that you're paying for CRM space for, who are not buying. So we're talking about not just building a list, we're talking about building a list full of people who actually are happy to buy what you're selling. All right. So, Jenn.
Yes. Hello, hello. Oh my gosh.
Your
It
camera.
somehow
I was
just connected. It connected my phone to the camera. Like, what
ah,
is even happening? Um,
technologies. Technologies are happening.
I literally don't even know how that is possible. Oh my gosh. Okay, can you see me now?
You now. All right. Jenn's
Things that
gonna
have
do a
literally
blink
never happened to me before. All right,
until
can you
today.
see the slides
I
until
can see the
today?
slides. I can see your
Perfect.
face.
Awesome. All
Awesome.
right, let's get going. We're talking all about list building ads. Last time we talked about launch ads. And so some of the things that I talked about in the launch ads in detail are the same. So some of the things that are the same, I'm not going to go over twice so that if you need the step-by-steps of them, you can go back to that one. And you can always contact me if you have any questions around any of the things, if you need more support, all the things. All right. So if we have not met before, hello, I'm Jenn Possick, the ads maven. So I am a Facebook and Instagram ad strategist, speaker, and consultant. I grew up in St. Petersburg, Florida. I went to college in Asheville, North Carolina. I was there for 13 years. And when I was there, so I spent 8 of those years teaching elementary school. I spent 5 years teaching kindergarten, 3 years teaching third grade. And I truly loved teaching. I loved instilling a love of learning, especially a love of literacy. I did not love the politics and BS that came from the public education system. So I spent some time figuring out what I wanted to do next. And fast forward a few years, this was May of 2014. My dad's health was not great. They were introduced to a health and wellness product that I believe extended my dad's life, made things quite a bit easier. He ended up passing in December of 2021. But the product had a big impact. And my parents have been entrepreneurs as long as I can remember. So they did what entrepreneurs tend to do. They started sharing about the product with everyone they knew. So in August of 2014, I decided to join them. And at the time, I knew nothing about the world of digital marketing, but I believe we're very much all lifelong learners. I am very much an action taker. So I just started learning everything I could from everywhere I could, applying it and figuring out what worked. And very quickly, I became obsessed with Facebook ads, now Meta ads, because I found that running ads to grow a list so that you could sell to the list was super effective. So I ended up growing our Facebook business page to over 80,000. I helped my mom create a Facebook group where they were only talking about the product, grew that group to about 30,000 members. I grew our email list to over 160,000. That brought in well over 22,000 customers, and it brought in well over 2 million in sales through those ads. So at that point, I started my own business, just kind of sharing what I know. And since then, I've gotten to speak locally at quite a few events. I've gotten to speak internationally. So this was in Hungary and Italy and Germany. In 2024, I got to speak in Iceland at a retreat for retreat professionals. And I started having clients with results like this. So this is Angela Masenik. She is a life coach for women who wanted to stop over drinking. She launches very regularly with workshops and challenges, and she's very consistently growing her list with a lead magnet. So we have found that her launches have gotten less expensive over time because her warm audience is growing. And we buy from those we know, like, and trust, right? So during one of her recent wine-free work week challenges, she ended up having over 1,000 challengers for under $2 a lead and ended up having more women joining her group coaching program than ever before. She ended up having a roughly $75,000 launch. This is Erin Haig. Erin is the founder of Luxury and Business Retreats, teaching retreat professionals how to profit 25 to 50,000 per retreat. And for Erin, we've been running ads to grow her list, and we found it takes about 9 months of being on her list for someone to decide to come on retreat with her and join her retreat membership. So we wanted to shorten the time frame and cover the cost of her ad spend. And actually, we looked back, and in 2025, the people that joined her on retreat, it was like, I think it was like 75% or maybe a smidge more of people who came on retreat with her first found her through a Facebook ad. So the ads worked for her quite a bit. It just takes some time before she gets the money back. So we wanted to shorten the time before she starts to get some money. We put a small offer on the thank you page for Ultimate Retreat Bundle with a one-click upsell, and we tested a bunch of prices for it. We found that $33, $44 both work well for her with a one-click upsell of $11. In a recent month, she had 629 leads from those Facebook ads. And of those leads, 77 offers were sold, roughly 12%, bringing in $1,892, which covered all of her $1,000 ad spend and then some. This is Dr. Kylie Burton. Kylie is a chiropractor by trade who helps. What was her upsell? So her upsell, oh gosh, it was a retreat legalities masterclass. It was also an upsell. Yeah. And we've talked about, because she was like, well, how can I make more money from it and have more people join? And so we talked about putting another upsell on the thank you page. She had ultimately decided not to, but I think that also would have been very effective for her. Dr. Kylie Burton, she's a chiropractor by trade who helps practitioners learn to read blood work in order to make a lot more money in their business. When Kylie first came to me, she had exhausted her small but very mighty list of about 500 people. And she had an offer that worked well, but she knew she needed to reach more people. Now, typically, I do like to start with list building, but in this case, we started with a launch event promoting her most popular program. She knew the program worked. She knew that she could sell it. She just needed to reach more people. So we ran ads to her warm audience as well as a cold audience. She ended up having, the very first time we launched it, she ended up having a $180,000 launch from just a few thousand in ad spend. Second time was also a six-figure launch. We launched it again the very next month. And then the third launch, we waited a few months in between, brought in $330,000 from under $13,000 in ad spend. So what we're going to talk about the ads framework responsible for one of my clients being fully booked out, and we're going to talk about step-by-step how to set up that framework and the ads for it. So my client, Lisa, she is a weight coach for women over 40 who want to lose weight. We set her up with a funnel to grow her email list with a video sales letter on the thank you page to schedule a consultation call. Now, I will tell you, if you offer consultation calls, they tend to be my favorite offer to put on the thank you page after signing up for a lead magnet. I'm always a fan of, after you sign up for something free, you need to be selling something. What is that next step for people to take? Through that simple funnel, she's consistently growing her list. She's added over 5,000 women to her list for $321 a lead, and she's consistently filling her calendar with consults, and she became fully booked out with clients. So if you offer consultation calls, I believe the most effective thing you can do is to set your ads up to grow your email list on the front end, and then offer a video sales letter, a VSL, on the thank you page, directing people to schedule a consultation call with you. Now, I will say real quick, if you do not offer consult calls, then it's like what we talked about with Erin, putting some type of a low ticket offer with some upsells on that thank you page instead. So let's talk a little bit about how that looks. In general, I believe the two most effective types of ad strategies. You've got list building ads that are warming up a cold audience, giving something of value, your lead magnet that grows your email list with a simple funnel. You also have launch ads and oh, I should have edited that, but we did talk about it in the first video that we did. Ads to a mostly warm audience, to a launch event like a webinar, workshop, online challenge. You're giving value, and then you're promoting your course, your program, your services. All right, so to get somebody onto your email list, you need to warm them up and give value. We give value with a lead magnet. So a lead magnet, something of value. Oh, excuse me. That you give away in exchange for somebody's information. Usually their email. It can also include a phone number as well. You want to make sure it's a quick win for them. Make sure that it leads into your offer. Sometimes I've seen people have a lead magnet that's like a enter to win a free iPad, but it's like, well, of course I want to win a free iPad, but that doesn't mean I won't need anything to do with your business, right? You want to make it quickly consumable, easily consumable, like 5 to 10 minutes. So it could be a checklist, a cheat sheet, a guide, a short audio or video, or a quiz. So some examples, this is a free video that reveals 3 simple fixes that can boost your landing page opt-in rates to 50% or more. Another was a quiz. Absolutely not a huge whole long ass book. I have had clients have some success with running it to a book chapter, but I will say not a whole book, not and not a mini course. Mini courses, any time I've had multiple times where I've had clients want to run ads to a mini course, but just the word course in it, even if it's only an hour, like makes it feel so long that your ad costs are going to be expensive. They just are. Yeah. So we warm them up with a simple and effective funnel. It does overly satiate the customer. I totally agree with you. So funnels can sound complicated. They do not have to be. I've had some clients before where the funnels are like 50 different parts and pieces and they go all these different ways, but it does not have to be complicated. It truly is just a way to grow the know, like, and trust factor, turn your ideal audience into leads, and then into clients. Tara said they start worrying that they haven't even finished that. Why should they pay for more? I totally agree. Yeah, you want to keep it short and sweet and make them need more stuff, want more stuff. So with your funnel, every part is designed to get you to click to the next part. For the list to grow, you just need specific pieces to your funnel. So I'm going to go over what those pieces are, and then I'm going to show them to you. So simple and effective funnel. You have your Facebook ad, your Instagram ad. It's going to introduce the lead magnet. They click on the ad, it's going to lead them to your landing page. You do need to have pixels on it for tracking your ad. The landing page is going to be connected to your email list, and then it's going to take them to the thank you page with the video sales letter on it if you're doing that to a consult call. The thank you page needs to have standard event pixels on it for tracking, and the thank you page is going to direct them to schedule a call and to check their email to receive your lead magnet in the first of your email welcome series. So you've got your Facebook and Instagram post or your ad. So they click on the ad. It's going to take them to your landing page. Now, for a landing page, I typically really like it to be 3 sections: a header section, a benefit section, and a call to action section, each with a each with a each with a call to action on it. So you can see this is like my benefit section, and I will tell you in the benefits section, this is word for word, almost exactly what I use in my ad copy. I've got a call to action there. And then I like to include some testimonials and then a bio section also with a call to action. So it's going to be connected to your email list. And then it's going to lead to a thank you page with a video sales letter. Okay. So with the video sales letter on it, it's going to be basically, thank you so much for signing up for my free thing. It'll be in your inbox in a few minutes. in the meantime, if you're my ideal client, what if, and then here's your big promise, going into the video sales letter, the first link to schedule a call, ready to do the thing, ready to easily run Facebook and Instagram ads that actually work. Let's chat. I like to include some testimonials, some benefits of why should they schedule, another link to schedule a call, a bio section, and then ending with another link to schedule a call. So that whole thank you page, the whole focus, schedule a call. That's the only action that they really can take besides being told, hey, go check your email. All right, you've got standard event Facebook pixels on there. So you want to make sure that you have a lead pixel on the thank you page so that after somebody has signed up to get your lead magnet, we are able to track them as a lead inside the ads. Connected to your email welcome series. Now, here's the thing. I will say real quick, if you don't do a free consult, totally fine. If you do a paid consult, that also absolutely works. You would just track it as a purchase on the thank you page after scheduling the call. Or again, if you are, it could also be some type of a low ticket offer. Okay. So it could be a low ticket offer with some upsells on there. So you'd just be tracking those for purchases. All right. Connected to your email welcome series, delivering your lead magnet. All right. So I've got an ultimate high profit ads checklist. I'm happy to send that to you. That walks you step by step through the parts and pieces that you need in order to run your ads. All right, so a few funnel tips and tricks. Get your funnel up and running organically before you start ads. So you could post about your lead magnet like once a week on your Instagram, on your Facebook. Make sure it's one of the links in your bio. You can put it as the cover photo on your personal Facebook page. Whatever you can do to promote organically, make sure that people want your lead magnet. For the landing page, we talked about some of this. You don't want to have a menu at the top. You want the whole focus of the landing page to be to sign up. I like to have a pretty header section with a super clear call to action above the fold. So before they start to scroll, you want to get as easy as possible for people to sign up. You want to include a compelling hook and promise in that header section. So like free guide, roadmap to profitable Facebook ads, free video reveals 3 simple fixes that can boost your landing page opt-in rates to 50% or more. Ultimate high profit ads checklist, right? So super simple, compelling hook and promise in it. I like to have 3 sections on the landing page with a call to action in each section: header section, benefit section, and a bio section. So just like we talked about, header section with that call to action, benefit section with a call to action, some testimonials in there, and then the bio section with a call to action at the end. Okay. So if you are going into a consult call, even if it's paid, if you're doing a video sales letter, that the way that the page looks is going to kind of be like, thank you so much for signing up for the lead magnet. It'll be in your inbox in a few minutes. In the meantime, you're calling out to your avatar. What is your big promise? And then you're putting in your video sales letter, and then it's going into a schedule a call button. Some testimonials, benefits of working together, and then a schedule a call button, your bio, and then another schedule a call button. Now, even if it's not to schedule a call, even if it's for a sales page, this page is going to look similar. So it's going to still be like, thank you so much for signing up for the free thing. It'll be in your inbox in a few minutes. In the meantime, you're still calling out to your avatar. You're still putting your hook, your headline. You could still use a VSL, absolutely. And then you're just going into your big promise is going to be whatever it is that you are selling as your low ticket offer. Okay. So all of that is going to be very similar. It's just going to be going into more of like a long form sales page type of thing. Or if it's, for example, for some of mine, it'll be going to my school community, my ad maker society, and it's still like a low ticket offer. It's like $47 a month. However, the sales page for like school is a very short sales page. You're limited to like 1,000 characters. So even if it's going into like a shorter thing, it still has that stuff at the beginning and then going to go check out a short sales page too. All right. If you are doing a VSL, the way that that looks, and this could be to schedule a call, this could also be for a low ticket product. Okay. You're going to start with a hook to get their attention. You're going to give some social proof. The first call to action is just to tell them to keep watching. You're going to talk a little bit about who you are, why they should care. You're going to give some helpful tips right away. The next call to action is to go and do the thing. So go schedule a call, go buy the thing, add in some urgency, and then another call to action. Now, when I do urgency or scarcity, I'm just realistic about it. So for myself, I'm talking about let's schedule a call to see about ads management or am I done with you like one-on-one services. Now, I can really only take on like one new ads management client a month or like 2 new ad concierge clients a month. And so I just say that. That's the urgency. Like if you're a good fit for it, I would love for that to be you. You don't want to give the lead magnet on the thank you page. You want to get them used to opening emails from you. That will improve your email deliverability, and it'll improve your email open rates. Okay. After they schedule a call or after they take action to buy a low ticket item, you need to have a thank you page on there where that way you're able to track that for the ads through calls scheduled or purchases. And if it's for scheduling a call, you kind of want to put a lot of social proof, reselling the excitement of the call, making it more likely for them to actually show up. All right, so here's how that page looks. Got some testimonials in there, benefit section with another link to schedule, bio section with another link to schedule. All right, your email welcome series. So it's a series of 3 to 8 emails that's going to deliver the lead magnet and continue to grow the know, like, and trust factor and make offers. First email delivers the lead magnet. Then, so back in the day, you used to hear the advice that you wanted to wait until the very last email to start selling. And now that is just not true. We see an ad and we immediately go stalk people on social. And so because of that, it grows the know, like, and trust factor so much faster. So truly, you can start selling right away. And most of the time, I think that you can sell in the sell on the thank you page, and you can start selling by the first email or even like the second email. Sometimes you might decide you only want to give the lead magnet on the first email, but you can absolutely still start selling by the second email. And then after your email welcome series, make sure that you're emailing your list on a regular basis. All right, so you've got your email series delivering your lead magnet. All right, so now that you've got the funnel, let's talk about some ads. Now, even if some of the stuff, hey, Nick, it's nice to see you. Let me know if you have any questions as I'm going through stuff. All right, so let's talk real quick about setup. So you've got your business manager account. In order to run ads, you need to have your business manager account set up. It's where you're going to set up your Facebook pixels. Let me back up with that. With Business Manager, in the other training that I gave around launch ads, I walk you step by step through setting up your Business Manager account. You do want to have everything in place and have everything run through that in order to run ads that actually are effective and work. Okay. So watch that training if you don't already have everything in your Business Manager. All right, let's talk about Facebook pixels. Your Facebook pixel, it's a small piece of HTML code used to track when somebody lands on the page. So if you're running ads and you want to track when somebody visits your website or when they convert into a lead or a sale, you have to have those pixels properly installed. So the Facebook pixel, now it's also called the Meta pixel, should be placed on every page of your website and any of your landing pages, your thank you pages, any sales pages, every page that you use. So you can only track on a website that you own and that you have backend access to. So you can't place a pixel on like Etsy or Amazon. And some platforms require an upgrade to place a Facebook pixel. I just ran into this yesterday with a client who she just decided to start, she's already got Thrivecart, and she just decided to start selling one of her things in Stan Store, and she's paying for Stan Store, but the level that she's paying doesn't let you put a pixel. She would have to pay more money for it in order to actually track those. So sometimes you have to upgrade in order to track. So standard event pixels are used to track when somebody takes a particular action, like becoming a lead or making a purchase. So they're only placed on relevant pages like the thank you page after signing up for your lead magnet. And there is a free Chrome extension called Meta Pixel Helper that will let you track if your pixels are there. With the pixels, so landing page using Meta Pixel Helper, I can see it's got a page view pixel on it with a green check. So I know my pixels are there, they're doing their job. On the thank you page, after signing up for your lead magnet, you want to make sure that you've got a lead pixel on it, and therefore you're able to run your ad for leads. Now, again, in the other video all about the launch ads, I walk you step by step through creating your pixel and placing your pixels on the pages that you need to put them on. So go through and watch that if you need to, and just let me know if you have any questions around it. All right. If you're doing something like a consult call, you would put then a schedule pixel on the thank you page after scheduling a consult call. If it is a paid consult, you would, instead of putting a schedule pixel, I'd probably put a purchase pixel. If it's a low ticket item, I would put a purchase pixel on the thank you page after making the purchase, as well as an initiate checkout pixel. Okay. So you're going to put the standard event pixels on the pages that are like the thank you pages after they've taken the action. All right, so let's talk a little bit about setting up your ads. To get to Ads Manager, so first off, we're going to get to Ads Manager. Oh, I should have put slides in there. I don't know why they're not in there. I'm so sorry. From your like Facebook news feed on the left-hand side, there usually is a See More button. You're going to click that. Then you're going to click Ads Manager, and then you're going to need to make sure you're in the correct account. Once you are there, once you are in the correct account, you're going to hit that green Create button. So if you are running ads for a free thing, you're going to run the ad for leads. If it's for a paid thing, that is your that's your first step, is like a low ticket offer type of thing. You're going to run your ads for sales. Leads and sales are far and away the only objectives that I use. Every once in a while, I'll run an ad for traffic. If like right now I have a client where, in addition to lots of ads for leads and sales, she has a book that she sells on Amazon. So we run some ads for traffic to Amazon. Majority of the time, you're going to run your ads for leads if it's a free thing, sales if it's a paid thing. All right. So I'm selecting leads and I'm going to select continue. So now I'm in the campaign section. It always goes campaign, ad set, ad. On the left-hand side, that's where I can click there to get around. I can also click around at the top, or when I'm first setting it up, I can select next to get around from there. If it's highlighted in blue, that's the section I'm in. If it's in green, it just means it's in draft. So first thing, I like to give my campaign a name. I like to call it something super obvious. In this case, I chose ads checklist. Campaign objective for leads is already selected. I like to do an ad set budget because I like to have more control over it. So I'm going to select ad set budget. And now Facebook will be like, no, let us have some control. Do you want to share some of your budget with other ad sets? I'm going to uncheck that. All right. So now I'm already ready to go into my ad set section. I can tell that I'm there because it's highlighted in blue. All right, so I'm going to put for the ad set name. For the ad name, I put ads checklist. For the ad set name, I like to put the date that I'm starting the ads. I like to put who the audience is and then what the ads are going to. So I keep that part ads checklist the same as the campaign name. So now under conversion, right now the default was set to instant forms. A lot of times recently I see it set to website and instant forms. You're going to want to change it to single and to website. As long as that's where you're sending them to sign up is on your website. That's where I want to send them. So my pixel is selected, and now I need to select my conversion event. This is a drop down. Now I'm running my ads for leads. That is the pixel that I put on the thank you page after they signed up for my lead magnet. So I've got lead selected. Now you may or may not have this dynamic creative button. It's so funny. So they rolled out dynamic creative, and I do suggest using it. But now it's being changed to be called flexible creative. So if you don't have dynamic creative, just know it's going to be flexible creative. That part will be in the ad section. Either way, you want to use it. What it is, so when I click it, it'll let you know, basically, it's letting Facebook upload multiple graphics. It says multiple creative elements, but you can use the other creative elements without being dynamic creative. Essentially, you're using multiple graphics to let the algorithm figure out what is going to be working best. So way back in the day, we would run like graphic 1 with copy 1, graphic 1 with copy 2, graphic 2 with copy 1, graphic 2 with copy 2. And you would have to have multiple different ads under one ad set to see what was going to be most effective, but you could only have so many at a time before the algorithm would just kind of not really know what it's doing. Now, instead of having multiple ads, you put all those ads, all the graphics, all the copy together under one ad and let the algorithm figure out what's working best based on all the possible combinations. It just does all the combos for you. You can do up to 10 graphics, and you can do up to 5 different ad copy, and then 5 different headlines. Typically, I don't like to do a bunch of different headlines because it'll also test those headlines as copy, which I do not love as primary text. However, the other thing to know with it, so typically I recommend spending like $30 a day for in ad spend for list building ads. So $900 to $930 a month, it's enough to give the algorithm what it needs. If you're spending $30 a day and you've got 10 different graphics, at least 5 of those graphics are going to almost never be seen by anybody. It just kind of is what it is. Unless you have a very large budget, honestly, I would suggest probably like 3 graphics and you're good. All right, so I'm turning on dynamic creative. Okay, here we go. I can see that it's on. I'm setting my budget for 30 a day. Again, that's typically what I recommend for list building ads. If you need to spend a little bit less, that's also fine. A lot of times I'll suggest starting at 30 a day and then scaling down. When you're scaling, you're going to go 20% of the daily budget up or down. All right, so now I'm creating my audience. Very first thing, Advantage Plus is on. Now, an Advantage Plus audience is taking the audience that you're putting in, using it as a suggestion, and then expanding your audience. We're running ads to a cold audience because cold audience that we're warming up, right, to bring in more people. Advantage Plus works very well for a cold audience. Now, if you're running ads to a warm audience, like you want to run ads to a sale that you're having, you only want your warm audience to see it, you're going to end up turning off Advantage Plus because if you expand a warm audience, it's no longer warm. But in this case, we're keeping it on. So the other thing is you can see under controls, you'll put in location. So in this case, I'm just doing US and I'm going to select show more controls. And it's going to put in a minimum age. This is how you know Advantage Plus is on, is when you select the minimum age. Minimum age means how young can people be for you to show your ads to. The oldest that you can select is 25. So typically that is what I will select, unless you know that you have an audience of people that are 21, 22, 23. Most of us do not. So usually for minimum age, we'll be selecting 25. All right, so now I'm going to suggest an audience to them. So I'm going to select show suggestions. I'm going to, okay, so there's a few ways that you can run your audiences at this point. Some people really are liking putting in a broad audience where you are putting in some demographics and then truly letting Facebook, letting the algorithm just do its thing, figure out who to show the ad to. Sometimes that works well. And sometimes I still really am liking and seeing good results from using lookalike audiences combined with some detailed targeting. That's what I'm going to show you. If you want to use a broad audience, literally all you're going to do is age and gender. That's it. Age, gender, and then country, which you've already selected. So in this case, though, I'm going to do a lookalike audience. So I'm going to hover over custom audiences. And if you already have created some, they're there under lookalike audience or custom audience. In this case, I'm selecting a new one. So I'm going to select create new. I'm going to select custom audience because in order to create a lookalike audience, I need to have first a custom audience. Now, a lookalike audience looks very similar to the base audience that it's given. So the only type of lookalikes that I typically will recommend will be a lookalike of your email list or a lookalike of clients. So I'm going to select custom audience, customer list, and then next. And then I'm going to upload my email list. Now, this is an email list just of people who I've done consult calls with. So in this case, I'm going to change the name. And this is just for your own edification, but I like to know what it is. So in this case, consult calls email list, I put the date that I uploaded it, and I put how many people are on that list. Again, just for your own edification. But sometimes I see people like they'll upload the list wrong, or they'll export the list wrong. They just like won't click the button to add everybody, and it'll end up being like 50 people. Or later on, when you're seeing how much the list has grown, when you're adding more people to it, it's helpful. I think it's just helpful to see roughly how many people are on it. So I'm going to select next. So under mapped, so it's going to already map out. Usually it'll map the email and then sometimes some extra things. Double check that, make sure that the things that it has mapped are correct. Otherwise, you're going to switch them to do not upload. And then under action needed, I'm going to see what else can I match up. So I'm selecting first name and I'm selecting where it says do not upload. And then it's a drop down. So I'm matching up first name to first name. You can also match up last name, email, which should match automatically, phone number, city, state, zip code, and country. If you don't have all of those, no worries. But if you do, you might as well upload them. All right, so I can see my customer list is uploaded and I can see that the number of rows uploaded do match. Too often, again, it'll be like 50 rows uploaded and then you're like, wait a minute, that's not correct. And then you need to go back and re-export your list, probably check an extra button. So now I'm going to select create lookalike audience. So I'm going to put in US. And it is going to be 1%. That's the default is always going to be 1%. That's typically what I will do is a 1% audience. So 1% of people that are Meta users in the US is going to be 2.8 million people. So then I'm going to create my audience. So now it's uploaded into my audience section in my ad, consult calls and the lookalike from consult calls. I need to X out of the consult calls email list because I don't need to run the ads to them. And now I'm going to change out the age range and genders. So for age, you just hover over it, a little pencil will come up, and I'm going to change it to 35 to 64. I'm going to change gender to just women. Now, I will tell you, even though you can select multiple genders on Facebook on ads, it still will only be all men or women. That's it. You cannot do any other genders. I used to think like, oh, they're going to like surely add some other options in. Now I'm not counting on it. All right, so detailed targeting. You're going to hover over that. Detailed targeting is where Facebook is honestly like really brilliant. So you've got demographics, you've got interests, you've got behaviors. I suggest taking some time to click around in there, see what your options really are. Interests is where you've got different types of pages. They've been really taking away a lot of the pages options, but there's still lots of interests that are available to you. So you can always select browse. You can just start typing stuff in, seeing if it shows up. It'll also put suggestions for you as soon as you start typing something in. A lot of the times I am a fan of putting in some financial targeting. So you can do top financial zip codes in the US. It's only a US audience though, it's not other countries. So as soon as I put in household income top 10% of zip codes, other household income top 10 to 25% of zip codes, top 5% of zip codes, those show up. I also really like to do frequent travelers and frequent international travelers, especially because those are behaviors and Facebook just knows it because it's based on where you log into Facebook. So I'm in the US and I'm at home. Facebook knows that I'm here because I've logged into it. And then let's say I go to Iceland and I'm on my phone. Facebook knows that it has switched. Um, and so then let's say the next month I'm in Mexico. So now Facebook is going to like label me as a frequent international traveler. Okay. So when you put this in, this is frequent international travelers or frequent travelers or top 10% of zip codes or top 10 to 25% of zip codes. So it's this or this or this or this. So now if you want to be like, and I want them to also be a business owner, you're going to select define further. So right now they are a lookalike of people that I've had consult calls with in the age range and gender, and they have some money and then you select define further and we can put in small business owner or business page admin or an interest in entrepreneurship, which is not going to be as strong as a behavior, or it could be a job title of CEO. Okay. All right, so I've built out my audience. Add transparency. This comes up mostly only with like Europe, I think Australia, New Zealand. So this is just sometimes you just have to select that the beneficiary is you, and that it's the same as who you are. Placements. I typically will leave Advantage Plus placements on. This is one of the few times that Advantage Plus, like I just let the algorithm do its job. A lot of times you will find that the places that people will really will sign up for your ads will be the news feeds and then reels and stories, but I still let them show to everywhere. If you do want to change it, you can just click into it and you can uncheck some of the options. All right. All right, so we're done with the ad set section. So now we're going to move into the ad section. I like to keep the ad name the exact same as the ad set name. I put the date, I put the audience, and I put what it is. I'm going to turn on ad preview. I'm going to make sure, let me go back to that, sorry. I also want to make sure that my Facebook page and my Instagram account are selected. If for some reason your Instagram account is not showing up, it means that it's not connected to your Facebook. So you'll need to go into Facebook to connect it. Then, all right, so manual upload should already be selected. Under format, because I already have dynamic creative selected, I have that image, that section below under add creative where I can see select images, select videos, create video. If you do not have the option for dynamic creative, in here, instead of single image or video, you're going to select flexible creative. So dynamic creative is what it was called. Flexible creative is the new option for it. And literally in the last 2 days, as I've been uploading ads with clients, they've kind of hidden it. I had a client end up creating a carousel ad because she could not find how to upload multiple graphics because they've like hidden where it is. So under format, there'll be like more options. It'll say single image, carousel, or then like more options. And you need to select that. And then it'll give you the option for flexible creative. But you do want to have multiple graphics. The reason for that, it makes the algorithm happy. you're going to end up getting better results. If you only have one graphic after just a few weeks of running the ad, Facebook is going to tell you that you have creative fatigue. It is not going to be able to fully optimize, and it's just going to be grumpy about it. Okay. So you've got single image or video, and then you've got select images, select videos. You just have to upload them separately. Also, I oftentimes like to turn off where it says optimize creative for each person. This is where it's putting in some of the AI stuff. Some clients are totally fine with it. Some clients are like, no, absolutely not. It's up to you. Some of the things that it will do, sometimes when you're scrolling, you'll see an ad with like kind of weird copy at the top that is like one short statement that doesn't quite seem to fit. That's the optimized creative for each person. Sometimes it'll add on and it'll add some copy, some text to your graphic. I've also seen it, this is the weirdest thing. I've seen it show the ad in other languages, but I've seen it like for me, it's like shown the ad in like Arabic or shown the ad in like languages that I'm like, it's certainly not a language that I speak. So this is where a lot of times I'll just turn off that optimized creative for each person. I know it's so like, it's so weird. It really is because it does say on there, like one of the things that it can do is like change the language of it, which is great if you know, like somebody is like a German in the US and like is going to show the ad in German instead of in English, but like that they can read it. But if it's like, yeah, it's very weird. So a lot of times I'll just turn it off. All right. So I'll turn that off. I like to typically all first thing put in the URL of where I'm sending them. So I'm sending them to the landing page. And then I'm going to pop back up. I'm going to do select images. So I want to tell you a little bit about images that I am seeing. First off, you're going to select upload. You're going to add your images to it. So recently I found that the image with the black background and the white text on it. I ran an ad very similar to that for my workshop that I gave a few months ago, and I had like the lowest cost for workshop leads I've ever had, except for maybe in like 2015. For whatever reason, that like super, super simple graphic is working really well. The other graphic where it's the clearly, so what I did is I started typing it in to my Facebook page, my personal Facebook page. I took a screenshot of it. Can you give me a punch list of what my team and I need to set up in order to run meta ads? Yeah, I got you. Then with the little images below it. So it's literally just a screenshot. Okay. That has also been working really well for me. Now I will tell you, I've been running these ads for a little bit since I set them up. Right now, my by far best performing ad is the one with the plain black background. For years, my best performing graphic was that the teal one at the bottom that just says the ultimate high profit ads checklist with an image of the checklist. Every time I've tested images of me in it that look, I'm like, it's so cute. No, it has not worked well for me. And with all of it, test it. But I think, yeah, the design free ads for the win. It's so true. And I think it's just like we're just so inundated with so much content and media. And so sometimes it's nice to just like see it and immediately know. Now, I think part of it is like making sure that the text that you put on it is also compelling and calling out what people need to hear. But yeah, so they can be super simple graphics. All right, so I've got my graphics uploaded. I see what they look like on the right-hand side as the preview. And yeah, it's like, what do they think they need the most? Absolutely. All right, so this is just freezing. Here we go. All right, so then I'm putting in the primary text. Now, as I said before, the landing page and my primary text, my copy, are going to be very similar. So can you give me a punch list of what my team and I need to set up in order to run Facebook ads? I've got you. Setting up an ad campaign isn't easy. And then it just goes into almost word for word, same copy as what I have on my landing page. Okay. I can see how it looks in the preview. I want to make sure I've got like enough compelling stuff in that preview section before somebody clicks see more. And then I want to make sure everything is nice and spaced out. I want to make sure that like visually it's easy to read. My general rule of thumb is no more than 3 lines of text at a time, which typically that means one sentence at a time, and then I go down to the next line. I want to make it as easy to read as possible. So my ad copy formula that I use almost all the time, you want to start with a question or statement designed to stop the scroll. Expand on that question or statement. Introduce who you are and how you help. Talk about what you're giving, the benefits of what you're giving, and then end with a call to action. So with my ad copy, question or statement designed to get attention. Can you give me a punch list of what my team and I need to set up in order to run ads? Right? Expand on that a bit. Setting up an ads campaign isn't easy for most coaches or course creators. There's a lot of technical back end. Talk about who you are and who you help. Now, sometimes I like to be very clear, like, hi, I'm Jenn Possick, the ads maven. I help coaches and wellness professionals, XYZ. I'd love to help you with that too. In this case, I talk about it in bits and pieces. That's why my 7-figure clients ask me this question when they're prepping to work with me. Later on, I talk about I've been an ads manager. This is older copy with this. I updated it for the ads. I've been an ads manager for over 8 years. At this point, I've been an ads manager for over 11 years. Talk about who you are. Then you're going into what you're giving them. I created a comprehensive checklist of what you need, talk about the benefits of it. Here's what you get inside the checklist, and then end with a call to action. Click here to grab your copy of the checklist. I like to put a link for it. Now on Instagram, it's not a clickable link. However, I find a lot of times the majority of people still are coming from Facebook. Now it depends on your business. And some of my clients have a business where most of their people are on Instagram. If that's the case, I probably would put like click learn more, click sign up, click download, right? However, if you know that a lot of your people are signing up from Facebook, I would put that link because it's a clickable link in there. You want to make it as easy as possible for people. All right, so then I've got my headline. I like my headline to be super clear call to action. So like free guide, the roadmap to profitable Facebook ads. In this case, I didn't want to say like free checklist, the ultimate high profit ads checklist, because it's redundant. So in this case, the free ultimate high profit ads checklist. It doesn't need to be fancy, but you do need to pay attention to the characters because you are limited on it. In this case, I have learn more, but if you need a little bit more space to put in a few more characters, you can always do sign up. You can also do download. Those tend to be the ones that I will use most often. Learn more is nice because it's not like it's a call to action that's not so like, hey, do the thing. Yeah, super clear headline. Make sure that you have what people need to see in it as visible as possible. So typically what happens is people will see the graphic, they'll see the headline, and then they'll go back up to read the copy. Okay. Now the headline is only going to show up on Facebook. It's not going to show up on Instagram. All right. Your call to action, you can change that out. That is just a drop down. And then if you use Google Analytics and you want to know where your traffic is coming from, some of my clients don't care about this. Many of them do not. But if that is something that you actually look at, absolutely you can use URL parameters with it. They make it very simple. So like build a URL parameter. And then each of these has its own little drop down that you can select for it. Did I put those in? Yeah. So when you select it, so campaign source, I think a lot of times I will do site source name for that. And then campaign medium would be placement. Campaign name, I just select campaign name. Campaign content, I will select ad name usually. So you've got your parameters in, and then you are ready to go. So you're going to hit publish, and then it's going to tell you it's processing. It can take up to 24 hours before the ad gets going. A lot of times it'll become like it'll get approved, and then it can still take a few hours before it starts to really do the thing. All right, so I want to talk a little bit about analyzing and optimizing your ads. Oh man, so funny. My ads are doing a lot better than this right now. But when you go to look at your ads, the first thing you want to look at reach and no. Oh, that's funny. It's in the wrong spot. You're going to want to look at the number of results and the cost per result. Now, you're going to also select columns, and we're going to customize the columns to look at other pieces of it. Okay. So when we go into, so it's going to say columns performance. That's always going to be the default. You're going to scroll down. You're going to select customize columns. So the things that are in the middle are going to go through all the things that you're going to be able to check and select. I will type them into the search bar. You'll see them on the right-hand side. You can move things around. I will typically just keep the things that are already there and then add things on to the bottom. So the things that I like to look at, I'm hoping that I go through it in a minute, but I look at CTRL. Yeah, I do go through it. CTRL, which is your click-through rate, link clicks, all clicks, landing page views, cost per landing page view, leads, cost per lead, and then a few other things. Once you have all of those in place, you're going to save it as a preset, and then you're going to apply it so that when you go to look at your ads, you're just going to go to that preset, and eventually they should just kind of be there for you. So what to analyze? CTRL, it's your click-through rate. It lets you know how your graphics are performing. It should be 2% or higher. Link clicks should be roughly half of the all clicks. Link clicks means they clicked on the link. All clicks means they clicked on any of the clicks, including that see more button. So it lets you know how your copy is doing. Landing page view should be roughly 80% or higher of the link clicks. Landing page view means they waited for the page to load. Link click, they clicked the link. Landing page view, they waited for the page to load. This doesn't happen very often, but every once in a while, I will see landing page views are like such a low percentage, and it lets me know, okay, we need to fix some things on your website because it's taking too long to load. And for one of my clients recently, it was taking like 3 seconds, which doesn't sound like that long, but like nowadays, like it should be like less than a second for it to load. So she needed to like talk to her web people and like make some changes to that. Then you're going to look at how many leads and what's the cost per lead. And then what's the next action that they're taking? If it's to schedule a consult call, calls scheduled, cost per call scheduled. If it's to buy a low ticket item, it's checkouts initiated, cost per checkout initiated, purchases, cost per purchase, purchase conversion value, ROAS, the return on ad spend. Yeah, so it just depends on what's that next step after they become a lead. So you're going to look through what all of these are, and you're going to make decisions based on what you're seeing. So in this case, these are some older ads. Click-through rate, 2.9%. So that's doing its job. I can see link clicks, 3,970 link clicks out. Hang on. Let me get my calculator. So 3,970 link clicks out of 7,218 all clicks. So it's 55%. So those numbers are exactly where they need to be. That lets me know my copy is working. 3,438 landing page views out of 3,970 link clicks, 86.6%. So people are waiting for the page to load. And then 2,211 leads out of 3,438 landing page views is 64%. So that lets me know 64% of people who wait for my page to load are then signing up as a lead. Typically, my goal is to be 50% or higher for conversion rate on the landing page. Now, I will tell you that cost per lead of $4.92. Once I started running these new ads with that graphic with the black background, white text on it, it's like under $3 a lead, which is like, okay, so when I first started running ads back in like 2015, 2016, I was getting for myself like leads for like $1 something. But not anytime recently. So the under $3 a lead for me, I'm like, okay, so clearly this is working with the very simple graphics. All right. Now, if you are, you can always also select breakdown, and we're going to look at some of those in just a minute. If you are running it for other things, you can look at purchases, cost per purchase, purchase conversion value, which is like how much did you make from it. The purchase ROAS is your return on ad spend. So anything over $1 is like okay, because it means you're making money from it. Appointment scheduled, cost per appointment scheduled, and then the frequency I like to still also look at. Now, I will tell you, I need to get a different screenshot with this because these are not going to scheduling purchases and like scheduling calls for all of them. So I should have done a different screenshot for it. But that is what you're going to be looking at. Okay. So here's an example this is from my mom's ebook. And you can see, so from that, she had on the top line, no, we'll look at the bottom one, 821 leads for 83 cents cost per lead, which is, I know, ridiculous. From those, 7 appointments scheduled, 7 calls scheduled for $96.92 per call scheduled. Okay, so now when you select breakdown, 83 US cents. Yes. I know. There's some people, like some types of businesses, you can just get it for like you can still run ads for so cheap. And yeah, not ours. I have one student in my launch fuel course who she helps quilters do a better job, and she was getting 21-cent leads. 21-cent leads. But now here's the thing, like the stuff that she sells, she has like a $10 a month membership. So she has to be getting people in and like into the membership for very inexpensive for it to make sense, you know? But it's wild because like her ads are absolutely making money and they're so inexpensive. I know. I know. Okay, so when you select breakdown, the different pieces that you can look at. Under dynamic creative, you can look at image and you can look at text. Those are going to be the two most common that I will look at. You can also then look at placement is a big one. You can look at age, you can look at country, you can look at which state, like and region. So there's different things that you can look at to help you decide what are you going to do with your ads. So in this case, I looked at image. Oh, this was like super early on. Oh, this is so funny. Wait. This was very early on because this has changed quite a bit. This was like 2 days in. Okay, so I had just started running the ads that I showed you that I just set up. And I can see that initial image with the green had 4 leads for 518 a lead. Right now, oh, am I back? That was so wild. Okay. So that one has cool. So I can see that one had 4 leads for 518 a lead. Then the bottom one, the black background with the white text, had 3 leads for 440 a lead. So immediately I was like, ooh, okay. So this one is already doing better. But one of the things with ads, you just have to give it time because now I want to say the one with the black background it's like converting for something like 2 something a lead. So sometimes you just need to give the algorithm enough time to figure itself out. And I will tell you that the teal background one is now around 6 something a lead. So sometimes it needs more time for the algorithm to figure itself out and to really fully optimize, but that's exactly what you're going to look at and analyze and assess. Okay. So list building ad spend, we already talked about this a bit. Back in the day, I used to recommend starting at $10 a day for list building. Now I suggest 30 a day. You need to give the algorithm a little bit more money to give it what it needs to figure stuff out. Once your ads are active, they're performing well, you can drop down the ad spend. But then you also want to look at what's the cost for the next step. If you're doing consult calls, what's the cost per consult call? What's the cost? What's your close rate on consults? So what's your cost to acquire a client? If it's a low ticket offer, what is your cost per low ticket offer, right? The other thing I will say with that, even if you're running your ads for leads, but you're also tracking purchases, it's never going to be exact. You're going to always have to look at what are your actual numbers in there. So when I gave the example at the beginning with Erin, so we're running ads to her lead magnet, but then people are also making purchases. She's got a low ticket offer on the back end. Now, Facebook will track within 7 days of clicking on an ad if somebody's taken a next action. So if anybody has clicked on the ad and they make a purchase, they buy her low ticket offer within 7 days, Facebook should, in theory, track that. However, when we look at the ads and what Facebook is saying with the number of purchases, and then we go into, she uses Kajabi. When we go into Kajabi and we look at how many purchases are actually happening, there's always more purchases that are actually happening in Kajabi. And this is even with using Conversion API, which increases the like how good the quality is of it, of matching it up. So just so you know, it's never exact. Use your actual metrics and not just relying on what Facebook says for that. And sometimes Facebook will say that it's higher than it is too. I've seen plenty of times I've gotten on a call with a client and I'm like, oh, Facebook is showing me that you have this. And they're like, no. So track it with your actual metrics as well. All right. That's all. I know we've got Nick on here. Let me know if you have any questions. Yeah. We might just be wrapping it up, depending. Okay. Oh. All right. Hang on. I cannot hear you. Okay, now I can.
From Drum Lessons. Yes, we had a location change during this session.
Oh my God.
Because you guys, this is how we do it with these children and stuff. Okay, that was awesome. It was also a lot. So I think this might be like one of those, both of these sessions, I think, are sessions. Do you hear the London playing the drums?
I love it.
Both of these sessions are sessions you might have to watch or listen to a couple times. You might have to pause.
Yes.
Like on a bit of it, play it, run it back, pause, like do that a couple times. But I think best to do it, like have this open while you're actually setting your ads up.
Yes.
And just go through it, like let Jen walk you through step by step. And then she's got on the slide here, if you actually just are like, I can't, cannot, just reach out to Jen there at jennpossick.com/schedule. I didn't know you have a school group now.
I do. So it's my Ad Maker Society membership. And just a few months ago, I decided to bring it back. It's focused on retargeting ads and list building ads. And it's really focused on businesses making less than 100,000 a year. Because I wanted to make sure I had an option for people that want to run ads and are not, multi 6 and 7 figure business owners.
Yeah, that's great. So how much is it?
$47 a month right now. At some point it'll go up, but yeah.
Amazing.
Once you're in at that rate.
At that price. Yeah. Great. Yeah. So that is really great, actually, to have something, where people can get some ad help without spending a huge amount of money. All right. Well, we thank you so much. You're our go-to ad person.
I love it.
Great. And you guys know where to reach Jen. So thank you so much, Jen. We'll see you next time.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Of course.
All right. Bye.